Hello, my name is Rena Kilgannon, and I'm coming to you from Atlanta, Georgia, and this is episode 1 of the Slow Knitter. I knit so slowly, it takes me forever to complete a project. However, I thought I would start this with a little explanation as to why I'm doing this. So I was away for the last few weeks over Thanksgiving, and I started to entertain myself by watching knitting podcasts. So I started with the Grocery Girls. I thought they were so great, and Periscope Sisters were great. And then I found Diary of a Yarn Snob, and I could totally relate to Julie. I love her, and I could just listen to her forever. So anyway, I thought, maybe there's a place for people like me, just like Julie said there was a place for people like her, sort of a beginning knitter. Maybe there's a place for people like me that are slow knitters. So I thought, you know what? How do I do this? I don't even know how to do this, but I think I would just try. So the name of this podcast is The Slow Knitter. I'm Rena. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm looking down my notes. And the reason I call it because it really does take me forever to finish a project. And I watch all these wonderful podcasts, and I have some knitting friends, and they're so fast, and they complete their projects, and I don't, and it may take me months because I have really bad tendonitis in my right hand, in my right arm. It affects my right shoulder, my right back, So I just take my time. But I still knit because I love it. Anyway, so what I do when I knit is I have to suit up. I'm taking out my gloves to show you. I suit up. I have these like wrist gloves, and I put them on because it hurts to knit, but how can you not knit? Anyway, so I have to suit up. I wear a heating pad around my neck. I wear my gloves, um, and of course my favorite thing to knit is shawls, and they're so long. It's like 200 stitches on a row, and I don't care. And maybe I do one row. Maybe I do two. I don't know. So anyway, that's why this is called the Slow Knitter. So I do have some things to show you, but I want to give you a little bit of background. Um, I got started. My mother taught me how to knit when I was about 10 or 12 years old. And I took to it. I made some things when I was younger, scarves and things. She also taught me how to crochet, and I made some blankets and some things, shawls. And then I sort of gave it up like a very, very long time ago, like hundreds of years ago. Anyway, so about 6 years ago, my friend Teresa said to me, I want to take a knitting class. Want to come with me? I thought, knitting? What? I knit. I don't even know how to knit. I completely forgot that my mother taught me how to knit. I completely forgot that. So anyway, I started to knit, and we went to this knitting class in this adorable shop, which closed down because really the people that ran it didn't run it well. It's unfortunate. It was so cute. I want to model. If I ever have a local yarn store, which I won't, I would model it after that. So cute. Anyway, so she handed us this fiber, this Stonehenge Mills shepherd's wool. And I thought, what this feels really nice. And she handed us some circular needles, and I thought, oh, when did they have these? Because my mother taught me on straight needles. So I thought, what are these? Did they just invent these? To which the teacher just like burst out laughing. I don't know. She said they've been around hundreds of years. I don't know how long circular needles have actually been around, but I thought they were really cool. Anyway, so we knit a little purse, but she was like, okay, you have to do this, and she was teaching us English style, throwing it, but I kind of held it continental, and I thought, what? She said, oh, you knit continental. I do. Okay. All right. So I was hooked. I mean, it was like, I think what really hooked me was the yarn. The yarn. Now, a big shout out to Julie from Diary of a Yarn Snob, because I told her that I was thinking about doing this, and how did she get started? And she said, just do it. She was so great, told me how to do it on iMovie, and so this is my attempt to do it on iMovie. Anyway, so shout out to Julie from Diary of a Yarn Snob. What a great name for a podcast. I love it and love listening to her. So I'm looking at my notes. Anyway, so the first project was on this Stonehenge fibers. Also, I digress a lot. By the way, Julie, thank you for telling me about the swaps, because I had no idea that there was such a thing as swaps. So I signed up for a swap. I don't know how it's going to work, but I already got like messages from people saying, "Do you have this kind of yarn?" Oh, do I have to go out and buy little trinkets? I don't know. Anyway, I'm exploring that. It's sort of interesting. Anyway, I wanted to show you what one of my first projects was. It was this. It's okay. I will tell you that this is made from Malabrigo. It is one of my. I think it's been the one I worked on the most, and I love Malabrigo. I am a Malabrigo junkie, which is the Ravelry group for Malabrigo, and I love it. And the pattern is Caribou Scarf by Pam Allen. It was complex, but I did it, and I love it, and so I wear it a lot in my office because my she cave is really cold all the time. Oh, by the way, did I tell you that I live in Atlanta? I may have. It's finally winter here. It took forever. It was like the hottest summer ever. So yeah, I love this. And I made another one of these for when I was in my office for the receptionist, Keisha. And I made it in Malabrigo apple green, which is really a beautiful color. Anyway, so that was one of my first projects. But anyway, I went to, after I learned how to do that first knitting class, I was faster then, by the way. Now I'm really slow. So don't look for a lot of FOs for me. I will constantly show you whips because I'm always starting something, because something shiny and new catches my eye, and I gotta start that. I put that on needles. Try that for a while. So anyway, I went into this local yarn store, another one, and sort of a grumpy woman owns it. She's just grumpy, and she told me that to keep track of my knitting, because I told her I was new, and to keep track of my knitting project, she told me to get a notebook. So here was the notebook I first started with before I discovered Ravelry. I'm not going to see it. Probably the lighting is not good. Oh, there it is. So I started using this notebook, and she told me to record my projects, record the yarn I used. There's that apple green that I made for Keisha, the same Pam Allen Caribou Scarf, and what needle size I used, and the wool and the pattern, and write it all down every time I did this. Thank God I discovered Ravelry. But I had like lots of these things in here. I mean, it's sort of strange, isn't it? But it was really cool. Then I kept forgetting to do it until Ravelry, because I'm sort of a techno girl. I like things on computers and iPads. Anyway, so my original notebook. Thought I would save it for posterity. You can see I put my name on it. Anyway, so that's me. I'm also wearing another cowl that I love. So let me tell you a little bit about my background. I ran an advertising agency, owned and ran an advertising agency in Atlanta for 25 years, and sold it in 2012. Yay! And I thought, oh well, I'll just consult with other women entrepreneurs. Hated it. I'm not kidding. I hated it. So I thought, well, yeah. So I was doing like these off projects now and then. People would ask me to come in and help them, and I didn't really like it. So I went ahead and thought, you know what? I think I'm just going to retire, like completely retire. I notice I'm fussing about my hair. I think I'm just going to completely retire now. What would I do? Well, I could knit. Of course, I could only knit like a row a day without going into like crampy hands and crampy arms and crampy everything. Um, so I said, you know what, I'm just going to do what I want to do and teach myself how to knit all these different things that I really want to do. I did make a sweater once by Carrie Bostic. I think her name is Carrie Bostic. And, you know, I like wear it hardly ever. I don't like to knit garments. I prefer like hats and cowls and shawls and scarves. Not even scarves so much anymore, but more like shawls are my new favorite thing. I could knit them forever. So I thought, well, you know what? I came across a pattern that I loved, and it was color. It had color work in it. I've never done color work. Everything I knit was like one color, one color. So, I always knit with like really nice yarns. So I discovered Madelinetosh and Quince and Malabrigo and some other things. I really want to try some of these. Like, I really want to try some of the yarns that some of you podcasters have come up with. Anyway, so um, I'm a huge, sort of a groupie, Melanie Berg shawl fan. Like crazy. Like, love it. And I thought, I'm going to try to do this color work because I did the Drachenfels shawl. And I thought, I'm going to try it. I'm going to do some color work. I'm going to learn how to do color work. I did it. It took me for freaking ever, but I did it. And now I'm on my... So then, of course, I did that. And then I started another one for my sister in New York. And I don't know when she's going to get it. I'm so slow. Maybe she'll get it next year. I have no idea. Because, these new shiny things catch my attention. Then I go do that. I need to focus. Anyway, so let me show you my Melanie Berg. Drachenfels. I'll look at what I did. I can't believe I did this. I can't. Look at this. Oh, it's backwards. Look at this. I did this. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They were like, it was this, and I did it in Malabrigo Finito, which I think really is my favorite. Fingering. I haven't really found a fingering, although I did buy Tosh Merino Light. That might become my favorite. Anyway, so look how pretty. Oh my God, like who does this? Look how many color changes, and I have to like carry it up the side. Who does this? I did it. Unbelievable. Anyway, so of course, being the slow knitter I am, I think this took me like 8 months to do. So ridiculous, because I had to put down the needles. I get very crampy. So I had to put down the needles. Before I started this, I could like knit for hours. I can't do that anymore. So now I have to go very slowly. So trials and tribulations of the slow knitter. It takes forever to do something like this. Anyway, I had to show you this because this is one of my favorite of those. It's a shawl by Paula Emmons, Fusel Emmons. I swear I wear this all the time. I'll hold it up so you can see it. It's pretty intricate stuff. I got so confounded by this part of it, this lacy part of it, that I had to email her because I could not. It goes perpendicular, like this way. You do this garter this way, and then this thing goes perpendicular. Again, forever it took me because I'm so slow. But I wear it. I wear the crap out of this. And this was my first introduction to Madelinetosh. Well watercolorway. Love it. I keep using it. Every time I go into an LYS, I keep going to this color. Ugh. Anyway, love it. So Yeah, I'll email the designers if I get stuck on something. I guess everybody does that, but I don't really know. I'm jumping around. Oh, did I tell you? Yeah, I told you about this. Quince and Company in Maine. I love it. I love their yarn. But I've sort of added to my yarn stash. By the way, because I love Julie's Diary of a Yarn Snob, I sort of, excuse my language, and I've self-professed this for many years, that I'm a little bit of a yarn whore. I am. Every time I go into a local yarn store, I want to buy stuff that I don't really need, that I'm working on these other things. I must have, I don't know, too many whips. But I thought I would share a whip that I completed for my yoga teacher's daughter, who is a dancer kind. She's only 6. So cute. So I did little leggings for her. I made up my own pattern. I can't find it. Anyway, they're so cute. Took me forever. I've never done socks, but I imagine they say this whole thing about second sock syndrome. I have second legging syndrome. I mean, the little tiny leggings for a 6-year-old. Skinny, skinny legs. What's the problem? I don't have problems with double-pointed needles. I don't get the magic loop yet. I may one day, but again, slow to learn things. But anyway, so I kept screwing that stupid thing up. But I was attracted to this Tosh Vintage Gemini Twins colorway, which was grape speckled yarn. Don't switch. Something about switching a camera. So why would you knit something for a 6-year-old in Tosh Vintage? Because I'm the knitter. I wanted to. This should have taken me like less than a week to do. But because it takes me forever, I think I started this thing back in July or August. What is it, December? I did little. But anyway, it was fun. I'm glad I did it. I wish I could find it to show you, but I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Also, you know what these podcasts have done to me? They've made me really anxious to get project bags. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty and cute? It took me forever. I kept screwing these things up because I'm so slow. You know, when I get achy, I get a little sloppy. But anyway, so now Clementine, not a great name. Her name is Clementine, and she is 6. And now she has little leggings to do her dance and gymnastic. Oh, I have to say that ended. It's so cute. Forever took me. Should not have taken me forever, but it did. Anyway, that's that. Then I have this pattern called the Effin' Scarf. I'm really a fan of self-striping yarn. And when it's nice self-striping yarn, it's got a little lace in it, it's got some yarn overs you start with, and you just knit, 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 knit. I don't know what possessed me to get these colors. These are not my colors, but it's a relaxing knit. Again, it's going to take me forever to do it. It's supposed to be done on larger needles, but again, slow knitter, hand cramper, can't do larger needles. It hurts my hands. So I think this is a size 9. This is probably the biggest I can go. Anyway, I so admire you people that can knit fast. I'm not going to have a lot of FOs to show you, but as I go, I'll show you more. Then I want to show you one more thing before I sign off and see if anybody really likes this. This is another Melanie Berg. It's called On the Spice Market. Look how long these rows are. No wonder my hands cramp. And this stitch is really an interesting stitch. You No, you slip 3 stitches, keep them on the left-hand needle. I know, it's a complicated stitch. Kills me. Kills my shoulder because I have to like dig, just knit 3 together and then yarn over, and kills my shoulder. So I can only do this a little at a time. So again, this will take me probably next year. Next year I'll finish it. I'm not kidding. This will be finished in January or February. But another technique that I was learning when I was doing this, that's another thing. I learned to love these techniques, is these short rows, German short rows. And I'll tell you, I didn't do them right for the first 3 of them. My count was on, but I couldn't do them right. I think it's because you have to read a pattern like 5 times before it really clicks. So the 15th time I read it, I was like, oh, you do it this way. Anyway, I wasn't going to rip it out. I already wove in the edges, wove in the ends, and there's too many colors. No. I'm doing this in Miss Babs. Yummy something. I really don't. I mean, when you work on finito and you work on Malintosh and work on these other lovely fingering weights, this is not a great one. It's sort of sticky. I don't love it, and then I was running out of the main color. I emailed Miss Babs. They said, well, maybe your gauge is off. It's like, I don't do a gauge on shawls. Maybe I should. And I had to order a whole other 400 some odd yards if I use 100 of it. So I'll probably do something else with it. I don't know. I want to make socks. I've never made socks. I'm so jealous of all of you who know socks. There was a knit picks class on making socks, and I was trying it, and I got screwed up. But I love like changing the heel and the toe. I think that's gonna kill me in the tendonitis land, but I might want to try it. Anyway, this is episode 1 of the Slow Knitter. I know I was jumping all over the place, but this is really fun. So we'll look for episode 2. Again, I'm Rena. I'm the Slow Knitter from Atlanta. I'll tell you a little bit about me in the next episode, a little bit more about me in the next episode. As you can tell from my accent, I'm not native from Atlanta. There aren't very many native Atlantans. In fact, when you see a native Atlantan, you go, oh, you're native? Not from somewhere else? So, that's my story for now. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see. It's sort of take Julie's advice, and, 5 people like it. I'll talk to all 5 of you, and maybe you'll come back for episode 2, and maybe I'll have some more infos to show you. Maybe not, because I'm really slow, but it's my passion. I love it, and I do love my yarns. Can you see behind me? You're in my she cave. It's one of the bedrooms we have up here that I've commandeered as my office / crafting room. And behind me is my knitting table. And I'll move the camera a little bit. You can see that thing full of project bags, which for the longest time I was using Lululemon bags for my project bags. Well, now I'm like hooked on all of you who have these like incredible designs of project bags. I want all of them. So send me your links to Etsy, and I will absolutely order any project bag that you have. Anyway, I think I've talked enough today, and we'll see how this goes. Thank you very much for listening, all of you, and I'll see you next time. This is sort of what I look like without glasses, although I can't see myself at all now.